Have you ever looked at those students who just seem to ace every exam without even breaking a sweat and thought, how do they do that? Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. It's not about being a genius. It's about how they study. So today, we're going to break down the science-backed methods that separate the top performers from everyone else.
I mean, really think about it. Have you ever spent a whole weekend buried in textbooks, highlighting everything, feeling like you've got it all down, only for it to just vanish from your brain a few days later? It's super frustrating, right? And it's a huge sign that your study habits might actually be working against you. And here's a number that's just staggering. Research shows that most of us forget up to 90% of what we learn within just 1 week. 90%! That means all those hours you're putting in could be for nothing if you're using the wrong approach.
Okay, so look at this. Most of us, and I'm guilty of this too, we fall back on the stuff on the left. Rereading notes, highlighting the entire book, that frantic last-minute cram session. We do it because we think it's what studying is supposed to look like. But the top students, they're using a scientifically proven techniques on the right. These are the smart methods we're going to get into. So here's our game plan. We're going to start with the big problem. Then I'll tell you a really cool story about a student's transformation, and then we'll dive into the 4 powerful secrets that are going to completely change how you study. All right, first up, the universal study problem. This is all about a simple, frustrating truth: why working harder often isn't the solution. And here's the core issue, right here. We spend years in school being told what to learn: facts, dates, formulas. But does anyone ever actually hand us an instruction manual for our own brain? Nope. We're just expected to figure it out. And that gap, that's where the A students find their edge. Now, to really see how powerful these techniques are, I want to tell you about a student named Eric. He was a guy who was once literally called the dumbest kid in class. But Eric completely turned his grades around, and when asked how, this is what he said. This quote gets to the very heart of it all. Learning is a skill you can build. It's not some talent you're born with. His story is all the proof you need. So that brings us right to the first secret Eric figured out. It's a massive memory hack called active recall. Think of this as the complete opposite of just passively reading your notes over and over. It's so simple but so powerful. Instead of just rereading, you actually challenge your brain. Read a chapter, then close the book. Force yourself to pull that information out of your memory. Say it out loud, write it down. Every time you struggle and then remember something, you are literally forging a stronger connection in your brain. It's like doing reps at the gym, but for your memory.
And the results are, well, they're huge. A study from Washington University found that students who used active recall scored 50% higher on tests. 50! That's not a small bump. That's the difference between a C and an A+. The science is clear. Pulling information out is way more powerful than just shoving it in.
Okay, moving on to secret number 2. This one is all about getting to that deep, genuine level of understanding. It's called the Feynman technique. And yes, it's named after a Nobel Prize-winning physicist. Feynman's whole philosophy was this: you don't really know something if you're just hiding behind big words and complicated jargon. True mastery is being able to explain a complex idea in the simplest way possible. And that's the whole idea behind this technique. So here's how you do it. You pick a topic, and you pretend you have to teach it to a little kid. The moment you stumble or you have to use a complicated term, boom, you've just found a hole in your own understanding. So you go back to the book, you relearn that specific part, and you try again until your explanation is crystal clear. All right, on to secret number 3, and this one tackles a monster we all fight: distraction. This is the focus cycle, but you probably know it as the Pomodoro technique. Let's be real. Our brains are not designed to maintain laser focus for hours and hours. The Pomodoro method works with your brain's natural rhythm. You go hard for 25 minutes. No phone, no distractions, just one task. And then you take a short 5-minute break. After you do 4 of those cycles, you give yourself a nice long break. And this isn't just some quirky life hack. It's backed by science. Studies show that working in these focus sprints can boost your productivity by up to 40%. And you'll actually feel less tired. It's the definition of working smarter, not longer. And now, we've arrived at the final and maybe the most powerful secret of them all. This is the absolute cure for that in one ear, out the other problem. It's called spaced repetition. You know how cramming for a test feels? That's you trying to jam everything into your short-term memory, which is famously unreliable. Spaced repetition does the exact opposite. It's a system designed to work with how your brain naturally forgets things, to move information into your permanent, long-term memory. So a schedule might look something like this. You learn a topic on day 1, then you review it a couple days later, just as you're about to forget it. Then again in a week, then 2 weeks. Each time you review, you're sending a powerful signal to your brain that says, hey, this stuff is important. Don't throw it away. And look at these results. A study from the University of California found that after just 1 week, students who crammed forgot 80% of what they learned. But the students who used spaced repetition, they remembered over 90%. That's the difference between learning for a test and learning for life. So let's put it all together. This is your new study toolkit. You're going to use active recall to test yourself, not just reread. The Feynman technique to make sure you actually get it, the Pomodoro technique to stay focused, and spaced repetition to remember it forever. And that's really the big takeaway here. Getting good grades, acing exams, it's not some gift reserved for a few smart people. It's all about strategy. Anyone can get amazing results by just swapping out those old bad habits for these proven intelligent techniques. In the end, you have to stop treating your brain like a filing cabinet you just stuff information into. Think of it like a muscle. And these techniques, this is the workout plan. So the only question left is, how are you going to train it?